There is something more powerful than gravity that can swallow you up in one swoop. You cannot avoid it when it comes. So, you either find a quick means to survive or say your last prayer. But which other force is stronger than gravity? The vast expanse of the ocean has always been a source of wonder and mystery for humanity. For centuries, sailors have told tales of terrifying phenomena that occur in the open sea, such as sudden storms, whirlpools, and massive waves. These tales have been passed down through generations and have captured the imagination of people all over the world. There is one particular phenomenon, however, that remains shrouded in mystery and has become the stuff of legend. It is a terrifying force of nature that can appear without warning and strike with deadly force. Scientists have studied this phenomenon for years, yet they still struggle to fully understand it. Some believe it to be a trick of light, others a freak coincidence, and still others a harbinger of doom. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain: this force of nature is not to be trifled with. Given how vast this phenomenon is, it makes sense that sometimes nobody is around to experience them firsthand, except if you're unlucky or a ship travels into it due to bad weather. I know you're wondering what it is or looks like. Fasten your seatbelt and let's take you through the scariest rogue waves you wouldn't believe ever happened. Number 10. Oil rig rollers. When you're so close to the sea, you cannot always escape the unannounced giant waves, just as the crew of the Dunbar experienced in the static oil rig rollers. This static rig is located off the U.S. East Coast and is planted deep in the ocean floor, with a deck that is 164 feet long, 98 feet wide, and 72 feet high. The structure might seem massive, but it's nothing compared to the rogue wave that flooded underneath it on Christmas Day in 2013. When the wave happened, the deck looked like it was almost the same height as the rig, but taking a closer look, it looked really deeper than what could be imagined. From the estimation, the wave was about 70 feet tall. The waves were so violent that they woke all the staff from a deep slumber to the horrifying gift Mother Nature sent them that Christmas morning. Number 9. The biggest wave in the iconic coast of Nazareth. In November 2017, one of the scariest rogue waves shook the universe. A Brazilian surfer, Rodrigo Cocha, holds the biggest record for the honor of surfing the biggest wave. This happened on the iconic coast of Nazareth in November 2017. The water rose up to 80 feet high, but the surfer was able to ride that deep. The video, which was taken during the Cocha Quick Teller event, showed the full capture of the wave dominating the screen. Surprisingly, Cocha looked like an ant in the middle of the wave, and if not for the white streak made by his board as a sign to indicate his presence, it would have been impossible to see him. As you can see in the video, it looks like the thick waves will knock him off, but he manages to come out strong and unhurt. Rodrigo broke the Guinness Book of World Records for surfing the biggest wave and received his full accolades. Number 8. A wave-full wedding. When the rogue wave happens, even the bravest man loses his confidence. Such was the reality of a man who experienced it while on the verge of tying the knot with his heartthrob on their big day. It happened that the couple held their ceremony at Laguna Beach, located in California. You may think that celebrating their big day there is a bad idea, but if you have the opportunity to visit Laguna Beach, you'll see how beautiful it looks, and of course, everyone wishes to have celebrated their special day in a beautiful place that will add color to their big day. While waiting on the rock to get a beautiful photo shoot, a rogue wave suddenly came up, sweeping them off the rock with one swoop. The person filming the incident captured the moment it took them deep into the water. Quickly, he notified the lifeguards, who rushed to save the couple's lives. Though the beautiful celebration was ruined, it's good news to know they escaped death, only getting minor injuries. Number 7. North Sea Rogue Wave. No matter how strong your boat is, it cannot resist the power of the rogue wave when it comes with its full damaging weight. According to those who filmed it, it happened in the North Sea, a location that is known for extremely unpleasant and hellish weather that does nobody any good. If you watch the video carefully, you'll notice that it starts as the water swells up in the towering waves, with the ship moving in between. Surprisingly, the crew didn't look unbothered. They laughed as it happened. A member even said the experience is awesome. Wow. If I was in there, I'd start screaming immediately after it happened. Like, how do you still laugh even when the possibility of being turned over in such a gigantic wave is clear? Number 6. Biscay Bedlam. You cannot talk of notorious and violent seas without mentioning Biscay Bedlam. This is because it is exposed to the Atlantic Ocean. You may think the waves only come when the sea is triggered, but that's not true. Even on a calm day, you likely see a rough-looking wave that looks like it will cause the ship in it to capsize. Take a look at this video, and you'll feel the heat of it as it surfs through, making huge, scary noises. Number 5. Explosive waves. After the dreadful World War II, the U.S. explorers continued to test nuclear weapons. Soon, they took their tools for the experiment to the Bikini Atoll in Marshall. With the stories of rogue ships destroying a lot, the Navy had developed a naval ship that could withstand even the strongest force of a nuclear blast. To test the strength of these ships, they created a bomb named Helen of Bikini, which they placed under the water. In amazement, it exploded and resulted in an explosion that displaced 2 million tons of water that shot up to 5,000 feet into the air. During this time, the blast created a very large wave. Just one was large enough to flood the whole island, where the cameramen and other crew members stood. It was so large that they had to jump away from the scene to avoid injuries. Number 4. Nathan in the monster wave. A fearless surfer named Nathan broke records as he paddled out into the ocean in Chapu, which is so much zeal. As seen in the video, the waves were monstrous, towering over him like giants ready to crush him at any moment. But Nathan was unbothered. It almost seemed like the thick waves were aligning in his favor. As he rode, the waves tumbled, and then it happened. Others gave up on the way, but Nathan made it to the top, shattering the previous record. He rode that wave like a true champion, defying the laws of nature and leaving onlookers in amazement. Number 3. Tsunami scare. The power of waves doesn't only come from their heights, because photos from the tsunami of 2011 prove that right. After a distant 9.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Tohoku, the Japanese Coast Guard experienced a terrifying wave that shook them to the bones, and this was just 3.3 miles away from the shore. But how did this happen? Well, during the earthquake, the seabed on one side of the ocean, called the tsunami front, lifted, and according to the Coast Guard, it was about 30 feet tall. This means the rogue wave could catch up with you even when you least expect it. The smooth journey soon became tough, but luckily, they came out unhurt and safe. Number 2. Tanker trouble. The Nemo storm in 2013 was huge and terrifying as it spread its devastating wing to the northeast of America and Canada, forcing neighboring countries' governments to declare a state of emergency. It was really one of the worst situations as of then at sea, because those present had to deal with a very tough situation. It would have been better if they were dealing with only snow, but they also had to deal with 30 to 40 feet of waves. Usually, ships with 748 tanker are meant to avoid high storms to prevent them from being rolled over by the high wind. But being caught up where it wasn't supposed to be was not pleasing at all, and it gave the captain any other choice than to hold on and keep pushing forward. Luckily, they were able to scale through despite the terrifying and life-threatening waves. Number 1. The frowning North Sea. This footage went viral in May 2016. It shows how a ship named Storm Gertrude scaled through the most turbulent waves ever experienced, with an estimation of almost 100 feet high, which is a lot. Usually, the Storm Gertrude ship isn't responsible for the safety of people who work on offshore installations, but they aren't just used anymore. They're only functional when the weather becomes very severe. And just as it was built to act as a rescuer, it did just that during this wave explosion.